Capitalist Death Parade! Capitalist Death Parade! Capitalist Death Parade! Welcome to the Capitalist Death Parade with your hosts Joy Marie Mann and Josh Radio Hedge, a podcast where we discuss the dystopian hellscape of capitalism that we call home. Sup, everybody? Josh Radio Hedge here.
And Joy Marie Mann. Thank you so much for joining. We're late. Oh my God, that never happens. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I get off of work at 7 and then the show's at 9 and I like to, eat dinner and check email and do such things. And then time goes so fast. And, it takes us a while to pick our topics and what footage or articles or what have you we want to use, because we are inundated with shit on social media. You guys know that. And, our shows are only so long, once a week, and there's a fuckload of stuff to go through. So it's not like we just pick stuff. Like we have a text chain all throughout the week where we just keep adding, and then at the last minute some new stuff goes in, and it's a process. So but in any case, thanks so much for joining. Josh, what do we have this week?
Oh, we got a lot on our plate this week, but I thought maybe we could start us off with a funny little video. It happened, I think, the day of or the day after our last show, the meeting of Trump and Mondani. I have my favorite clip of my favorite moment of this meeting. May I throw it up?
Trump?
Yeah. No, well, you just gotta see it to believe it. It's truly a magic moment here. Let me share it to you here. There you go. We'll start you guys off with a little giggle.
I feel very confident that he can do a very good job. I think he is going to surprise some conservative people, actually.
The meeting that we had focused not on places of disagreement, which there are many, and also focused on the shared purpose that we have in serving New Yorkers.
Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's easier than explaining it. I feel very confident.
Wait. What did he just say?
He said, you can go ahead and call me a fascist. It's just easier that way.
I'm done.
I know.
I didn't fucking see that.
I can't believe you didn't either. This one had me screaming. I watched it when it happened. I was just like, ah.
Oh my God. Can I make that my ringtone?
Right?
You could just call me a fascist. It's quicker. You could just call me a fascist. It's quicker. We can put a beat. Holy shit, that's epic.
Well, now I got to show you the meme here of the Bambi meme. It says, you can call me fascist if you want to. Like freaking Bambi in the
oh my
little
God.
flower.
I love the photos where he's just
glowering up and just just gleaming like he's fallen in love for the first time. It's a beautiful thing.
It's so funny because Trump has done that before where he's like, oh, this is going to be awful. This is going to be the worst thing in the world for New York. I think it's going to be like 9/11 all over again. And then he meets him and he's like, I think this is going to be a good thing. He's done that with people before. And it's just he's an extremist. And when I say that, I mean, everything is to the extreme. Everything is the biggest, the brightest, the worst,
the best,
the highest, everything is the absolute most of anything. And, he changes his opinion literally every 30 seconds about everything. So I am not shocked in the least. And let's be honest, Trump is a bitch when it comes to people in person. He talks about people a lot, but when he's face to face with people, he's a bitch. He has no balls.
No, it's true. I guess the thing that surprised me was it's just like, doesn't he realize that this puts all of his followers and all of their propaganda machine, and it's just like a monkey wrench every time? Where like for literally months it's been Mondani is the world's deadliest jihadist, terrorist, communist, and he's come to take all your white joy or something like that. I mean, they're really going out of their way to make the most racist anti-Muslim thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then Trump's like, actually, he's a really nice guy. I think he's going to get along great with us. Well, what do you do when you're a Republican, like, and you get whiplash that hard? Like, how do you survive that level of whiplash? Where it's like,
I think between Candace Owens and what the fuck's his name? The dude that goes hard on Israel.
Not Tucker.
Yeah. Tucker Carlson. I think they started learning with them and Marjorie Taylor Greene that just because you're Republican does not mean there is solidarity in everything. I think a lot of Trump supporters have distanced themselves. And I think it's really apparent when you look at social media. And I think the number one reason that I see is because they say he is Israel first, not America first. And that is incredibly valid. You know, you voted for someone who said America first, and you're like, cool, we'll get healthcare, we'll get jobs, stuff like that. And he has paid zero mind to our country. And so I think that's completely valid for them to then say, fuck you, you lied to us. Like, so, but I think that is, you know, the biggest reason that they have, you know, just distanced themselves with him. And I think that's, you know, that's something I used to say in 2016 more so because, you know, people were very much like Republicans or Trump supporters, not necessarily. Now, I would say probably more were voting, but back in 2016, I think they were just people who voted Trump because he was the nominee. Now, I think people who voted for him were like more hardcore Trump, but I see a lot of distancing from him.
Well, I'm seeing it too. I mean, his numbers are the worst I think they've ever been now. Like I think he's definitely hurting in support. But again, he's maintained most of that like solid Republican base, but he's lost some crazy amount of independents. I was looking at like a list of polling questions where they asked, is Trump doing good in this area, that area? He was in negative in every single area in the poll, but in some areas he had lost like 56, 58 points from when they originally asked these questions near the beginning of his presidency. It's like and that's with independents. Like independents are done. So, and that's what got him elected ultimately. So I don't know.
And it's really interesting because Trump is, you know, is bipolar in the respect that he really, really wants people to like him. He's desperate for it. But at the same time, like he has an opportunity. Holy shit, I'm losing so much of my fan base because I am not delivering what I said I was going to do. So he has an opportunity. Okay, here we go. I am going to bring you guys those $2,000 stimulus checks I've been talking about for weeks. I am going to do something with healthcare. I am going to raise the minimum wage. Like he has an opportunity to actually do something to win at least part of his base back. Or hey, let's cut off funding to the terrorist state of Israel. But he hasn't. But at the same time, he wants everyone, like his ego, if you are not licking his boots, his ego is so fucking fragile. That's why I'm surprised he's not really doing more. Like he came out and said, I don't know if you heard that, everyone's going to get a $2,000 stimulus.
I heard, yeah.
IRS came out and said, we don't have any paperwork of him asking for that. And furthermore, it has to go through Congress. So at that point, it was like an idea. Even if it was an idea, he was probably just talking out of his ass anyway. But like, you know, that these things, like, people are waking up to the fact that you just can't take any politician's word as gospel. Like, you can't.
No,
they
you really
are
can't.
not one of us. They are not one of us.
But you know, it's you were saying there that, like, I don't know. For me, the issue becomes how do you break, for instance, like you said, oh, why don't they just end weapons to Israel? Because I agree. I think that is how it should be done. I learned something today as to why that can't be done. Shocked me. I didn't bring it up for the show tonight, but I'll tell you, it was a video of an interview with Jonathan Pollard. I don't know if you remember him. He was the U.S. civilian intelligence contractor that turned Israeli spy and sold American nuclear secrets to Israel. Did 30 years, by the way, and was supposed to do life, but Trump pardoned him on behalf of Miriam Adelson. Okay. So get this shit. I saw this clip today of him in an interview where he was talking about how back in 1974, apparently, I guess it was Kissinger was trying to do a weapons embargo on Israel during like the Yom Kippur War. And they threatened America with a nuclear strike if we cut off their weapons. And he was just talking about this openly, like, this is how far we're willing to go to stand up for Israel's like might and its right. And it's like, dude, are you bragging that they threatened to nuke America if we cut off weapons?
And didn't there were 24 American soldiers who died that year?
From the Liberty. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. It's just amazing. The more you dig into the history of our relationship with Israel, it's more toxic than you even could have imagined, you know, but they just didn't tell us.
For the masses, you, as Americans, we are supposed to support Israel. And just like we are supposed to support Ukraine, we are not supposed to think. We're supposed to obey. And anyone who doesn't is a fucking rabid anti-Semite.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of, shall we jump into some genocide talk, into some ceasefire talk?
Do I see Miguel?
You do.
My buddy Miguel, good to see you.
Well, let's jump into our main topic of the evening, where we're talking about the ceasefire, or the ceasefire that was never really a ceasefire. But most recently, it says, per the Associated Press, 24 people unalived, 54 wounded after Israeli airstrikes in Gaza, testing the ceasefire that began in October, officials say. To which this guy made the point, testing the ceasefire is such a fucking evil and insidious way of framing this news. It's like, yeah, because if 24 Israelis had been unalived and 54 more Israelis wounded after Gaza attacked, people in Greater Israel, well, what do you think? Do you think they would have called it a test of the ceasefire?
Yeah, like, what does that even mean? Like, we're testing to see if we have impunity. You know you do.
Like, so that's like 75 plus people just got blown to bits. And they're like, it's a test. It's not a test. That's a violation of the ceasefire. I hate how media frames this shit.
So here's something. I couldn't find the article. I was searching at the last minute. But did you hear about the cell phones that Israel is allowing into Gaza?
I had heard something about it, and I immediately thought of the pagers, like immediately.
Yeah, they're blowing up. They're killing people.
Oh,
and you hear this and you're like, oh, they're letting cell phones in. They're going to explode.
I mean, as soon as I heard it, that was the first thought I had. It was like, yeah, like why are they're keeping food out, but they're letting cell phones in?
Like when they were giving them food and there were literal opiates throughout it.
Yeah.
That was like literally never talked about.
Well, amongst the horrors of this ceasefire period, not just the literal strikes, but there have been a number of cases of like kids showing up in the hospitals with like limbs blown off from hidden landmines, or even worse, booby trapped food. Like that's a thing. They left booby trapped food behind, like a can of soup, and you think, oh my God, a can of soup. And when you pick it up, it blows your arms off. And you're a kid. Like, I mean, I don't know. I thought that the international community had kind of agreed that landmines were inhumane. So how did we get to booby trapped food?
And just to clarify, there are no hospitals, but I know what you mean, like medic
Yeah.
and stuff.
The medical places where you can get treatment, at least where you can.
The issue is, you may think, well, come on, if anything's there, it's obviously a setup. Palestinians are smart people. They're not dumb. But when you haven't eaten and you are that desperate, you're not going to sit there and analyze. You're going to be like, holy motherfuck, thank you, Allah. Let me at it.
Exactly.
You're not going to sit there and like dissect in your brain. So, and they know, starve people and dangle this carrot.
Yeah.
Like there was that one time, it was a couple months ago, and it was in the last hospital. And they brought in, literally, they posed as aid trucks. Okay. They brought in literal like meats and potatoes and vegetables, like these full cooked meals, full, like delicious, mouth-watering meals. Bring it into the hospital. And they blew it up just as the people were going to eat. That is the kind of psycho, just fucking, like, it's not bad enough you're going to do it, but you literally want those last moments to be, oh, yes, this is going to be the best meal I ever had, and then take it away from them.
That's a special level of cruelty. That's like cartoonish supervillainy.
It's unreal.
Yeah. We definitely need a Superman to punch those people and go biff pow, because that's the problem. Is our media taught us that, like, oh, you stand up to evil, or at least you let this guy stand up to evil. It's like, yeah, but that guy's not real. Superman's not real. Yeah. So what do we do? Do we sit back and wait for somebody to fix it, or do
vote harder next time?
Yeah, it's a fucking mind fuck. Well, let's you pointed to me, you were like, yeah, well, it's a lot more than 24 people. I'm like, yeah, I know, that was just one strike that we know of so far in this ceasefire. Israel has unalived 279 and counting Palestinians. I assume that number has only gone up.
Oh, I'm sure. And also that doesn't include the injured.
Yeah, the injured is out of this world as well. Yes. I did want to mention this, speaking of, I guess, the connections of how we got to Gaza and how America seems connected in the most horrific and bloody ways to all these things that are happening in Gaza. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but this week, Elon Musk decided with Twitter he was going to reveal where people were posting from, instead of just like, posting anonymously. And so for a few hours, all of the accounts listed where they were created and where their posting is being done in. So this popped up, which I thought was very interesting stuff. It got taken down like within 2 hours or so. But this is from the Twitter page of the Homeland Security. This is the DHS at DHS.gov on Twitter. It was joined in July of 2008 in Israel, and the account's postings are based in Tel Aviv, Israel. It was connected via the Israel App Store. Now, my question then becomes, why would our Homeland Security Department have its data or internet side being run through Israel? Why is Israel running our propaganda accounts?
So it's
That's
like
very interesting.
homeland.
Yeah,
I
homeland
think this
security.
is our home.
Yeah.
And I was going to make a joke and say your land security, but then I was like, it's not your land either, motherfuckers.
Yep.
Palestinian land. That's what we'll call it, Palestinian land security. What? Like, I'm not shocked, but what the fuck?
It's really weird. I mean, and it really does. It lends a lot of. I mean, sad to say, but it does lend credence to a lot of the theories where people are like, "Oh, Israel has all this undue power and control," and it's like,
Yeah.
well, they shouldn't. But then you see shit like this, and it's like, well, obviously they do. So then the question becomes, what does Israel have? Something so powerful over us that they could be like, we'll run your propaganda accounts, not you. We'll decide what America has to say.
Yeah.
Well, that is the question, isn't it? What do they have? And I feel like that could lead us to our next topic, where we could jump into some. Do we have any updates on the Jeffrey? Yeah, we do. You want to jump into that?
Let's go.
Let's do it. So this is from Jacobin Magazine. Mainstream news has all but ignored recent major disclosures about Jeffrey's work for the Israeli government. After Benjamin Netanyahu bizarrely tweeted a Jacobin story about Jeffrey's ties to former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak, Israeli politicos are denouncing us as anti-Semitic conspiracy theorists without engaging with what's in the story. Well, yeah, kill the messenger, of course. That's what you do.
Can you put up the screenshot? I know I put it after the article, but if you could put up the screenshot showing that Bibi legit did post this article.
Oh yeah, and, wow, look, there it is. Yeah, let's check that out.
No, he didn't make a statement like this is false, or get your facts correct, or no, he just shared it.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. I can read a little piece of it here. I have the article.
Yeah.
Let's see here. It's not hard to imagine what would happen if the Jeffrey saga had any other country at its center. If the well-connected billionaire sex trafficker was rumored to have ties to the ruling elite and intelligence agencies of, say, Thailand, if emails showed him repeatedly hosting a Thai intelligence officer at his house, if they showed him doing secret back-channel work for the Thai government through his friendship with a former Thai prime minister, if in private messages he claimed that he had been involved in that former prime minister's return to politics in a recent Thai election aimed at toppling the country's sitting leader from power, if any of this had happened, it would obviously be a massive scandal that would prompt many more questions about that billionaire's relationship to Thailand and their intelligence agencies, particularly given how close he was with various members of the U.S. elite, including one former president and the one currently in office. That's a damn good question. It's like seriously, I would like everybody to just step back and look at the global effect of these release of these Jeffrey facts and emails. People are being fired around the globe for their connections to this dude. But in America, where we have the ability to impeach the guy in power for his connections to all this, the people with that power are not using it. They refuse to. I mean, we're the only country not.
First of all, we need to give credit to the author. What's his name?
To the yeah. This was Branko Marcetic.
As far as impeaching, yes, if you're connected to Jeffrey, there's a 99.999, 120% chance they did something illegal. However, is that did that happen during the presidency? No, it did not. So impeaching someone, you ask them questions, okay? But is that enough to force someone to step down? No, it is not. Just like they impeached him before, just like they impeached Slick Willie, we have to be able to think about this logically. Yes, we would want it to mean that he gets the fuck out. That is not the case. That is not how shit works. It does not work that way. We can't just say, we're going to impeach you because you have these connections. Cool, impeach him. Now what? He's still president.
Well, not if both Senate and Congress agree that he is either in violation of the law or in violation of his oath. And ultimately, I don't know. The way I'm looking at it is this. If we know that multiple countries have enough dirty, nasty, incriminating evidence over our president that other countries run America, not the president, I'd say that's a violation of his oath. And I would say that maybe even the 25th Amendment could be invoked. Like the president literally is unable to do his duties because he has been fucking co-opted by blackmail by other nations. I don't know. I feel there's got to be a way to do it.
25th is more medical and mental, which Biden should have been,
No shit.
But, I mean, here's the thing though. It takes time.
Yeah.
Like time. He only has 3 years left to build these cases and have people reach out and do the amount of work and research and stuff. I think people are being very unrealistic of something happening with this. I mean, I remember back in 2016 when he's going to get impeached. This is going to happen. He's going to be.
The walls are closing in.
It's imminent. It's going to happen. Oh my God, this is going to be great. Oh wait, nothing happened. And now he's president again. Gotcha. Well, we have to be fucking realistic.
Yeah. No, I agree. I really do feel like if the rest of the world is not having even the slightest qualms with like cutting ties with all of their dirty laundry people, shouldn't we be able to do the same if we're so goddamned exceptional? Shouldn't we be able to be like, okay, the people that are connected to this, yeah, they need removed. Maybe we need a special election. There's got to be there can't just be, oops, sorry, we don't have a process for evicting a known child harmer that was connected to a traffic of child harmers. Like, sorry, no process.
You're talking about morality versus technicality. That's and morality is different to other people, like Megyn Kelly, for instance. The fact of the matter is, we are in a society where vote blue no matter who. When I posted about Hakeem Jeffries, and we'll get to that more later, having connections to reaching out to Epstein to get funding for his election, the amount of people who attacked me saying it's illegal to ask for donations, it's Epstein. What the fuck are you talking about? It's vote blue no matter who, people. I'm telling you right now, there would be no law or anything that the Democrats especially would go for that if this is done, they're out of office. I'm telling you right now, it will never happen. It is impossible. Because also, they all take AIPAC. They all take fucking corporate money. They're all in cahoots together. They all know everybody. It would turn into, well, this rep doesn't have connections, but their wife does. Their cousin does. Their chief of staff does. They're literally, it's one fucking big incessant cesspool. And it will never, ever happen that we can say, guess what? Immorally, you were immoral by doing this. I mean, if you do that, there are so many other people that you have to do it to as well. Yeah. And you're talking about time, you're talking about money, you're talking about resources. It's not going to happen.
No, that's crazy. It sucks. It sucks that the system, like, it's designed to take like damn near like glacial amounts of time for things to get moving on anything. Like, I don't know. I could go all day about how much I am let down by our shitty justice system.
Don't even get me started.
Oh, I know. Well, let's jump over to your next topic here. Let's jump. I think this is more into the Israel stuff. I think you had some at the start here too.
Is that all I had on Jeffrey?
I think so. That's all you brought.
Okay, so this is Mr. Stacks, who is a fucking legend.
What happens to a country like Russia, which, by common consent has committed myriad war crimes in the last 3 years? It's targeted and killed civilians. I think that's inarguable. It's kidnapped a reported 20,000 Ukrainian children. There was the massacre at places like Bucha. I've been there. Absolutely horrific what went on down there. There have been the sexual assaults and rapes of Ukrainian women and so on. So it seems inarguable. There's been a number of war crimes committed. Is it fair and just that at the end of this, assuming you're right, and this is the beginning of the end of this, that Russia emerges unpunished for any of this?
Well, if the United States were punished for all its war crimes, the world would be a better place. And if all countries were punished for their war crimes, if Israel was punished for its genocide before our eyes, if the United States was punished for overthrowing so many regimes and causing so many wars, if the United States were punished for the Iraq War, if the United States were punished for the coup in Maidan in February 2014, I'd agree with you. It would be great if governments were accountable. But what we like to do is say the other side is the wrong one and not to acknowledge our own sins. For this, Jesus had it right. Why do you always point to the mote in the other eye when you have the plank or the beam in your own eye? To my mind, this is the basic point. I would love to follow your line, Piers. I agree with it. We should have accountability for all the crimes that are committed. And the United States list is so long. I've been tracking it for more than 40 years professionally. It's just one war crime after another, including complicity in a genocide in Gaza during the last 2 years.
Love him.
Yeah, he's fantastic. That was great. Turning that around, being like, yeah, wouldn't that be nice if nations were held accountable? That'd be amazing.
Like Claire Daly always said the quote, United States is the world's bully. And she's right.
Yeah, it's true. Well, let's jump to this next one here.
Can you tell me what's the story of this sign? When my government, because I'm British, were talking about banning this phrase, I decided that I would find somebody who could tattoo it in Arabic, because this is how I can oppose my government. It's now tattooed on my arm. Let them try and get it off. But from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
So you told me you were worried that they will ban it.
They were talking about banning this phrase. So my opposition, my standing against this by our government is to have it tattooed on my arm so that everyone can see it. It's on my arm and it's in my heart. And it's in the hearts of everyone who surrounds me, these peaceful, non-violent human beings who are being terrorized by the government and the police and being made into criminals. We don't care. Our hearts are always for Palestine first.
Wow.
And I have my watermelon tattoo. Not sure if you can see it, but I've had that about 2 years now. And it is right under a key, like Nakba. I don't know if you can see it because I'm not sure how to turn, but yes. And it's true because that's something they can't take away. you know, a lot of places are banning signs, banning protests, things like that. Well,
True.
tattoos are permanent.
You know, Joy, you wouldn't be having these camera problems if you'd taken my advice and gotten the Matrix cameras installed all around you 360 so that you could do like jumps in the air and have like bullets flying all around you. But you just never take me serious, you know. You
True. Wait, I need that like overhead, like red pill or blue pill.
I just grab them both. Home.
A purple pill. Now it's a party.
Exactly. I'm a party animal. I go for both, man. That's just how it is. All right, let's move on here. We've got some info on the MTG situation. So Marjorie Taylor Greene's resignation shocked some in Georgia who say that she could have won without Trump. I agree. Let's read a little bit of this. Atlanta Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene built a reputation in Congress as a fighter, first as a defender of President Donald Trump, but more recently as someone who clashed with him. So Greene's decision to resign from the House after publicly disagreeing with the president came as a surprise in some of her home state of Georgia, who say it goes against character for the Republican. They believe Greene could have withstood the pressure and been reelected to the House even without the president's backing. I agree with that statement because, I mean, the polling was actually up, not down, you know?
I know. So, I'm pissed. Like, if you would have told me a year ago, I'd be like, yeah, I'm pissed she's resigning. But I've said it a million times, she has more balls when it comes to Israel than all the Democrats combined.
Yeah.
And I pretty much know she's going to stick in politics some way, even if it's, I don't know, she'll probably create a fucking podcast. Everybody does a podcast. I don't fucking know. But she's not going to like dip out of politics.
Okay, but here's my question to you. I did notice one thing. She's resigning on the day that she would have to resign to also then get pension for life.
Yeah. I mean, is that like shady or a good business?
I don't know.
I mean, honestly, like, I don't really hate her for that.
I'm sure if I were in the same position, I'd maybe do the same thing if I knew I was heading out the door. But still, it makes you wonder.
About it, though, is she should have waited till closer to the day, because now it's in January, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So now she, you know, everything she says is like, well, you're resigning anyway, so who cares? Like, she should have waited till like the week of or something like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think she announced it way too soon. And yes, I absolutely think she could have won without.
I do too. No, she literally like was becoming the counter MAGA force. She was like, hey, I will go ahead and stand for all the shit that I said I stood for before, and I won't be pro Kitty Island, and I won't have to, like, have that on my conscience. Hey, I'm also not going to be down with this genocide. I don't want that on my conscience. I could be a Christian.
So here's a kicker. One of the thoughts I had when she said she was resigning, would you not pee your pants if she said, I'm resigning because I want to go Democrat?
God, dude, I was waiting for that to happen. Honestly, it felt like that was what she was doing, like in some weird pivot. But it's like, I don't want her to pivot, because to me, she's not quite like a Liz Cheney, because a Liz Cheney is completely spineless. But this lady's a white supremacist. You don't want her in the Democratic Party. You don't want
her as an independent. That's how I see her.
I could see her go for that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, I feel like if the Democrats try to bring her in, I feel like that's a fuck up.
I don't think they will.
I don't either. At the same time, they brought in Liz, and I didn't think they'd do that.
But she came out for Kamala And, and it just.
I think she more came out against Trump. It felt like to me, but
well, at first, yeah, but I mean, they're gonna embrace anyone who does that. The thing is, Marjorie Taylor Greene also comes out against Democrats, whereas Liz Cheney didn't really do that. She Marjorie Taylor Greene goes out against Democrats and Trump, so they wouldn't ask her to be in their party. Whereas Liz Cheney was just Trump. So, well, we're the other guys. Come with us. Also, Democrats are all about 9/11. Let's be honest. They rehabilitated W with his fucking, butterscotch sharing candy with Michelle Obama and his painting beautiful pictures of dogs. And I mean,
remember when he was on Ellen?
What's that?
Remember when Bush was on Ellen showing off his paintings and shit? Fuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw you almost throw up there. I saw that. You're just like, oh.
Well, no, because I was thinking about how. So there was this blind Association of the Blind event, okay, in New York. Yeah. And I was invited to go to it. And it had all these famous people or whatever. But one of the things they were doing is auctioning off one of W's paintings. Okay. I was like, wait, why is this? Did he donate this? Why is this? And the guy told me we reached out to him and asked if he would donate one. I'm like, I'm going to have to decline. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
And it probably would have been great for networking and shit, but I'm not going to fucking go somewhere who is hey, dummy, can we have one of your paintings? Did you paint it with fucking blood, you psychopath? No, thank you.
One of my all-time favorite Onion bits was one about Bush and his paintings. And the headline was something like, Bush paints things that he sees every day, like his dog, his Texas ranch, and that ghost of the Iraqi child that follows him everywhere.
I remember that one. Yeah.
Oh, it was so good. Damn, man.
But you know what? Honestly, the one painting that Jeffrey had in his house of him with the airplanes.
Oh, yeah.
And
spooky.
I mean, connection to Israel, but anyway, yeah.
Spooky. All right, let's jump on. We got more videos to watch.
And do you support a no-fly zone in Ukraine?
I support everything that has to do with punishing Vladimir Putin and helping the Ukrainians.
Wouldn't that mean direct conventional warfare with Russia?
I don't know what it will mean, but freedom is not free.
So you don't know what a no-fly zone will mean. If you have to shoot down Russian planes, I mean.
Of course.
So conventional war with Russia.
Listen, thank you.
No.
Yeah. Good times.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like this next one. I hadn't seen the video yet, but I like the setup. Let's check it out.
What was the name? Sorry.
Wow. Powerful.
Very. I think it's the music and everything too. It's just and it's this very established, civilized area, and it's it was just kind of perfection to choose that place.
I liked it. That was good. Well, before we finish this topic, I got one more video to throw on about Bibi. This was originally going to be in the funny section, but I figured we needed a little palate cleanser midway. So let's have a palate cleanser.
I hope they prosecute you.
Keep this up and I'll shoot you.
I hope you rot for life in prison.
My friend, shut your mouth and listen to me. You could try to jailify me. Now the strip's blown sky high. And as I told the Gazans, everyone deserves the chance to die. And if we murder detainees, our settlers attack families. To those that hate me, tell them I won't plead guilty. Tell them I'll defy illegality. With these crimes against humanity, it's absolute, complete depravity, totally devoid of all morality.
And soon he'll match Pierce Morgan in renown.
Bit harsh.
It's the Wicked Witch of the West Bank. Get him!
Wow.
I figured since Wicked's out this week, well, we should watch that. Yeah.
You know what's really funny? Like, do you remember the Genesis video?
Yeah.
This
think
is the
that-
world we live in. Oh, these
Yeah.
are the hands we're given. Oh, they
Oh.
look like this in the
No,
video.
that's the thing. The guy who originally did this show from the UK called Spitting Image did the puppets for that video for Genesis.
Oh,
so it's
for
the
same guy?
Same puppet maker. That's
Wow.
why they
Okay,
look
so I'm not
so-
crazy.
No, they are from the same maker. That's why.
Oh, I was gonna say like that. It just looks exactly like them.
Yeah, it basically is because it's from the same person. That's how they make their puppets. I guess they
Wow, I'm
have that style.
good.
Yeah, good eye, good eye.
Yeah,
All right.
nobody's ever said that to me.
All right.
I shall
Let's see.
remember this day always.
Exactly. It's like the one and only time.
Yeah, literally. I was told
All
I
right.
had a good eye tonight. They both suck, but one has like 2% more sight, so that's my good eye.
All right. Let's see here. We've got let's talk about some Mondani. Yeah, I know. I'm
Just
still
saying, I
hopeful.
told you so.
All right. Let's see what it has to say. This
You
article
know,
has
I'm
some-
always right. Don't ever question me.
The problem is I want you to be wrong, Joy. I want you to be wrong. I wish
Well,
you
I
weren't.
wanted to be wrong,
But
but I knew I wasn't.
So this is from the article from The Intelligencer, Why Mondani is Unafraid to Turn on the Left. As mayor-elect, one of Zoran Mamdani's first acts was to quench an insurgent leftist's political campaign. If this, like Mamdani's chummy meeting with Donald Trump, was obviously jarring, it carried a certain logic. He had been open about the fact that he did not want Chiose, a popular leftist and 27-year-old city council member, to undertake a primary challenge against House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries next year. Boo. To make his point subtly, he had disinvited Osei from his victory party. Then, to make it more bluntly, he showed up at a meeting of the Democratic Socialists of America and told everyone not to endorse Osei. Ultimately, DSA listened to its mayor. Boo.
Okay, so remember back when Mondani it was the week of, and Hakeem Jeffries endorsed him, and I was
Yep.
like, okay, Hakeem
What did he
Jeffries
get?
is Apac's bitch, and if he endorses Mondani, that means Mondani promised him something.
Yep.
They don't endorse people for nothing, especially people that they are supposed to be nothing like. So he endorsed Mondani, and I fucking called it, and I said he obviously owes him something. So
you don't make a deal with the devil unless you want there to be a contract. And this is the contract we're looking at here. Mondani fulfilled his part of it, and he gave Jeffries the speakership.
So you have, okay, there's a few reasons this is fucked up. Number one, Hakeem Jeffries takes tens of thousands, God, I'm not even sure how much. I have the meme in my phone. Countless dollars from AIPAC, okay? Bootlicks Bibi any chance he gets, makes trips to Israel. Okay, you have him, like I said, and I covered this last week. There's connections to him asking Jeffrey Epstein for money for his campaign. He just took a vote against socialism, which is, but what? So you have all these things, and then you also have a guy who's DSA who's trying to, primary Hakeem Jeffries, who's supposed to be what Mondani is as well, DSA, and he's saying, no, I'm going to cut that shit off, and we're going to go with AIPAC, dude.
Yeah.
That took literally like a week for that to happen.
Yeah, it's
already elected him. Oh wow.
I think you even said it like on the show after Jeffries gave him the backing that like, well, I wonder what Jeffries is getting, and there it is, there's the deal.
And like, I love how like everyone was in my comments like, he's not like that. He's not going to do that. That's so you think people give their endorsement for nothing.
Yeah.
Hakeem's not Bernie Sanders, okay? Bernie Sanders is the only person who gives their endorsement for nothing, okay? Yeah. Nobody else does that. It's just him. So, yeah.
Well, so then here's my question. I think that even without Mondani or the DSA, I think that any challenger from the left to Hakeem Jeffries still has a chance because Hakeem Jeffries could not be more hated for his absolute feckless leadership. So I don't know. I feel like somebody would still have a shot.
However, now you got DSA. Well, DSA, we all knew was trash for years. The main ones, some local ones, you can meet some cool people and stuff, I'm told, but whatever. The fact that they were like, okay, yeah, we're going to not endorse him because Mondani told us not to. That's a bitch ass move. Mondani's a Democrat. He's not a fucking socialist. He's a Democrat. The DSA is infamous for trying to get people elected to push them into the Democrat Party. That's what they do.
Yeah.
So that's who people voted for him because they had hope that he was going to be different. Me, call it cynical, call it pessimist. I don't give a fuck. I'm a realist. And I see right through these motherfuckers because I don't trust any politician in the entire universe. I don't give a fuck what, party, what I don't give a fuck. I don't trust any of them. And
it's funny because he hasn't even been in office for a single day yet, and he's already managed to let down most of the left.
But that's the thing, as far as Mondani goes, I think people are very much like, well, let's give him a chance. Let's give him a chance. At the same time, that makes me think that they might not vote for someone who's going against Jeffries.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Here's what I would say to people who say, give him a chance. Sure. Give him a chance. Let him take power and let's see what he does with it. But you know what? Do not hold your tongue. Do not play this fucking game that Democrats play of, oh, don't criticize our people because that's bad for the party. No, Criticize when people are fucking failing you, when they're failing the human race, when they're failing your neighbors, whether they're citizens or immigrant, whether they're gay or straight, it don't matter. If you see somebody getting failed, you call it out. And I that's what I hope. I hope people give him a chance, and I also hope that you hold his fucking feet to the fire. That's my goal.
What's going to happen is I think Mondani is going to do some good things, and that is going to cloud people's judgment, and they're going to just kind of make it seem like a moot point that he is now endorsing an AIPAC stooge.
Yeah.
Who has reached out to get Epstein money for campaigning. So
gross. Ooh.
Like, of all the times you really want to, dude.
He already cut the deal. He already made the deal with the devil. And then like the devil's like, oh, by the way, by law, I have to tell you that since I'm moving into this neighborhood, it's like, oh no, devil, we already made the deal. Now you're telling me you're in. So that's basically what it is. He already cut the awful deal, and then Jeffries gets busted. So yeah, he's tied to that Titanic.
Now, what he would have been like, first of all, when Jeffries endorsed him, I was like, you guys, like, he's not who you think he is. A fucking Zio AIPAC stooge is not going to endorse someone who full-heartedly supports Palestine. It's literally not going to happen. It's not. And he endorsed him, and I was like, you guys, like, you don't fucking get it. And then this happens, and it's so fucking predictable. I just wish people would fucking just pay attention and stop being hopeful in these fucking people. Like, have no hope.
You heard it here, folks. Joy said, have no hope.
Yes, that's why I was named Joy, because I bring so much fucking happiness to the world. That's why.
Well, thank you, Debbie Downer. Let's go to the comments here. Let's see what our folks have to say. So, speaking on Mr. Mondani, Charlie Smirk said he's another daddy here to tell us what to do, and I'm like, yeah, I feel that. Ugh. Holly says hey, and she's in agreement with us here. Hi, Holly. Well, yeah, I won't lie. And then Charlie Smirk says, but Joy doesn't want a daddy to save us. Yeah.
Hey, I'm not calling anyone daddy unless they're pulling my hair too.
Oh man. Well, let's jump to the next thing here. Let's see here. For the World Socialist website, Mondani intervenes to quash primary challenge to Hakeem Jeffries. Boo. At the urging of Zoran Mondani, the New York City chapter of the Democratic Socialists of America voted against endorsing a primary run by one of its own members, Chiose, to unseat House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. And it just goes on, and it makes you sadder. I just don't. But what do you think, Joy? I just don't think that anyone wants Hakeem. I don't care if he has AstroTurf support from people that like made a deal with the devil. I don't think he's got it. If he's got a challenger, he's got a problem.
I'm going to try and reach out to this Osei dude. I'm going to try and reach out. I want to have him on my show.
Please
do.
I
want to see what his thoughts are, because here's the other issue we have to consider. If Mondani, but I believe actually AOC gave the go ahead for Jeffries as well, which shocker. So now you have the two socialists in NYC, saying they'll stay with him. So this guy who was planning to run against him, he's probably aware there may be a hell of a lot of AIPAC money getting ready to come against him.
Yeah.
So is he still going to run? I don't know.
Don't know. Well, let's get one more here in this segment. We got from Political Persian. If Democrats win the midterms, do you want to see Speaker Jeffries become leader of the House? Zoran responds, yes. And then she says below that, Zoran Mamdani endorsed Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. Right afterwards, Jeffries led the 86 House Democrats joining the GOP to condemn socialism. This is the ultimate betrayal. Primary him. It's like, yeah, and he should be. And I hope Osei wins. And if not Osei, I hope somebody else pulls the banner and rallies everybody together. Because I'm sorry, what has Jeffries done to hold that position of leadership? Name one thing he's done. Fuck him. If he cannot have any effect whatsoever against the Republican Party and against their slapdash bullshit fucking authoritarian leadership styles, if he can't do shit, then you replace his ass.
I'm sending you the APAC picture right now.
Uh-oh, you're APACing me? I can't believe you promised you'd never do this to me.
Bend over, bitch.
Oh, goodness. I have to hold my
talk
tongue.
about serious things here.
I have to hold my tongue whenever I'm speaking to you. My goodness. Oh, this one. I actually have this in my phone somewhere. That's ironic. I have a good collection of these.
No, it's coincidental, sir.
Ah, yeah. Let's pull it up here. So this is Mr. Jeffries on his one of his record high APAC roundups from the track APAC. Hakeem Jeffries, U.S. Representative, $1,741,230 received from pro-Israel lobby.
So, and this isn't, he hasn't started running again. So that is going to go up exponentially.
Maybe.
So right now, 1.7 million. That's all. Mondani, hope you're proud.
So here's my theory. I think that APAC is becoming.
Give him a chance now.
No, you suck. Boo. No, I'm saying don't give APAC a chance, folks. All we are saying, give APAC a chance. No, don't give APAC a chance. No, but seriously, what I am saying is I think that APAC is becoming so toxic that being connected to it will become more of a liability than a support to these folks and their aims. So what I think is going to ultimately end up happening is we're going to see like a record-setting amount of laundering of these political donations out from these APAC and pro-Israel lobby groups to secondary groups that will then be giving it to the candidates to try to wash the hands of APAC from it. That's my theory of where this money is going next, because I really think it's becoming a scarlet letter for candidates. So
I don't know. It's still so common that I don't see any real, I mean, there's like, a couple, people who are running who said, I'm going to give it back. Like, hello, don't give it back. Give it to Palestine. But, things like that. But it's solely to get elected. We're seeing a few people doing that. But I think it's something like, I want to say it's like 91% of electeds take APAC. So for that to change, yeah. And then you have JFK who says this needs to be a foreign lobby because it's not the United States and every other thing is illegal. Every other, country, territory, what have you, is illegal. And then 3 days later, he gets unalive. So,
yep. That's wild stuff. Well, tell you what, let's jump to one last little mini topic before we get to the funnies. I've got one for you tonight as well. So you brought one, I brought one. So we'll have a good giggle in a minute. Hey, Holly, by the way, jumps in. She says, good reminder, Joy. So yes, thank you, Joy. We appreciate you. Yeah, keep the fight. All right, let's talk about real quick Barry Weiss. I think that she is one of the worst people. In fact, she might be getting my nomination tonight, but I want to talk about this moment right here. Barry Weiss says that she wants to use her new perch at CBS News to redraw the lines of what falls in the 40 yards of acceptable debate in American political and cultural life. She says her aim is to sideline voices like Hassan Piker, Tucker Carlson, and Nick Fuentes, and elevate charismatic figures such as Alan Dershowitz and Dana Loesch, who reflect where the vast majority of Americans actually are. I know I've always been saying, boy, it's time for Alan Dershowitz to be elevated in the conversation.
Dershowitz, absolutely.
All right. So then you ask yourself, Alan Dershowitz, that guy, oh, he's the worst. But what's he up to? So let's go ahead and see. Let's see what Alan Dershowitz is up to. Here's a post he made on Twitter. It says, the age of consent laws have become controversial, sparking debates on societal norms and legality. Visit the link below to watch the full episode. And the episode is called The Age of Consent for Sex is Way Too High.
Is this?
That's what it says. This is from Alan Dershowitz.
Typed, or is that a share?
No, that's the video title of his video he's posting. That's the title card. The age of consent for sex is too high.
Okay, and
no. Cartoon supervillains, I'm telling you.
Let's just keep in mind that he is the terrorist state of Israel's lawyer.
Yes. As along with Jeffrey's lawyer. God, this dude is just truly the worst. Truly the worst.
Oh,
now,
yeah, they MSN. I don't know if it was MSNBC or CNN, probably CNN. They had him on when Ghislaine got arrested, and they had him on last week when the files got released. Because he is who we should hear from. He is a very honest man. He has nothing to do with any of that at all. Never met him, never went to the island, never been on the plane, never. So he is the best person they could possibly ask to, go on the shows.
I feel like this is all just like further proof of how like wide-reaching the blackmail network is. Because it's like, if you were having a discussion of a dude like Jeffrey or some horrible chick like Ghislaine, this is the last dude you would go to get your color commentary, because he's a part of the crime.
Right.
And you know it.
He discredits all of your coverage. So
why is he all? So that's what I'm saying. Like it is counterintuitive to have him on.
Mm-hmm.
That's what doesn't make any fucking sense. It's like it defies journalism that he's the motherfucker you brought on.
Yep.
Which then asks the question: well, did journalism just get broken this time, or is it that literally they've got some materials and they're like, hey, we don't want to release any of these materials about you and your people on your network, but just let us bring Dershey on to clean up the mess. And that's how Dershey gets on. He's there to clean up the mess.
They're not journalists, but, what I think it is, and I've thought about this before, what I think it is that they're covering for him in the sense that they're giving him sound bites. When things come out about him, he now has a sound bite that he went on MSN saying, this shouldn't have happened, or I didn't do this, or whatever. They're giving him an opportunity for sound bites for when things come out for him. He already said before that this happened or whatever. They're giving him an opportunity. That's what I think. That's the only thing that makes sense.
It's pretty mind-blowing. It really is. And it feels to me like, yeah, it's like he has like a get out of jail free card or a get on the air free card, where it's like, hold on, before you print this incriminating material that makes me and my friends look bad, let me muddy the waters. Like, fuck that. He has no right to be there to muddy the waters in the first place. Fucking insane.
The water is already thick with sludge.
And do you ever hear when he's on any of these shows, the reporter be like, and just to, full disclosure to the audience, Alan Dershowitz was Jeffrey's lawyer. Like, they never say this shit. I'm always waiting for disclosure, but they never disclose him. I don't know. I find that so disingenuous. I always have.
The internet is people like that, their worst fucking enemy.
Truly.
It's like a few decades ago, you could have people like him on TV and nobody would know any different. They just kind of believed everything they saw. I mean, before I had the interwebs, I thought Obama was great.
Right. I mean, but until you can see the other side of what's happening, not just the business end of the propaganda tube, you start to realize, oh, like, I'm being literally lied to every day. So yeah, it's interesting. Well, some silver lining to this mess with Dershowitz and with Barry Weiss. So she mentioned Alan Dershowitz and Dana Loesch in that example because she was trying to promote this new thing that she's doing with CBS. And it was this video that she shared of Alan Dershowitz versus Dana Loesch in a gun control debate. Well, Glenn Greenwald points out that video only had like 860 views. So she's the new head of CBS. Literally, she's promoting this shit in the middle of the interview, and she can't get anybody to watch the shit because no one wants to hear what Alan Dershowitz has to say. No one.
Unless it's about something else.
Well, yeah, not if it's on gun control. If it's Alan Dershowitz spills the beans on his good buddy Jeffrey, yeah, then you might get some views, but that's not happening, is it?
Start saying Dershowitz.
Dershowitz. I like Dershowitz a lot. So.
Okay, so this has nothing to do with anything, but the Barry Weiss used to be engaged to Kate McKinnon of SNL.
Wait, what? Say that one more time.
Kate McKinnon.
Yes,
who was on Saturday Night Live. They were engaged
I love Kate
to
McKinnon.
Barry Weiss.
Why?
I don't know. She loves Hillary. She's like a fucking Hillary.
I know that she's super lib, but I still think she's funny. I mean, she's genuinely
she was funny, but I'm just, it has nothing to do with anything. It's just something I happen to know.
I had no idea. That's crazy.
I have so much useless information in my head.
I guess if nothing else, it explains why the relationship didn't work out, because I don't know why anybody would want to be in a relationship with Barry Weiss.
But she's so just, I remember when Bernie was running in 2015 and 2016, she called him a fake Jew so many times and like a self-hating Jew. And things like that. Like, she was so fucking nasty.
So gross.
And I'm pretty sure she's the one that did the whole body language expert thing. I'm pretty sure she was on that panel.
Yeah. Dude, she's garbage. She's real, true garbage. She's never been an actual reporter. She never did any of like the footwork or any of I don't understand. She's a blogger who like goes and like attacks professors and attacks people and doxes people, and now she's like being given millions of dollars to run CBS and edit their entire news network.
Yeah.
What make that shit make sense? It doesn't make any fucking sense.
They are going down the tubes. And you know what? The more that like, there's no nice way to say this, but the more like the older generations die off, like nobody's gonna fucking watch this shit. Like, nobody. They've already lost millions and millions of viewers. So honestly, the only people I know who watch this shit are my parents, and they're in their 80s.
Did you hear the sad news, Joy, that MSNBC died and is no longer with us. They have passed on. They have moved to the great beyond. Did you know this? Yes.
Good.
Yes, they have passed away, and they have risen again 3 days later. Now they're called MS Now, because I guess NBC doesn't want them anymore.
MS Now?
Yes, they now are multiple sclerosis now.
I was going to say, like, literally, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, it really does. It's just terrible. It's a terrible name, but that's what they've chosen. Yes. Isn't that weird? Yeah. Just thought I should mention that.
Let's try rebranding. That always works. Look at Cracker Barrel. That was epic.
Can I just say, I wish people were half as upset about the demolishing of the East Wing as they were that Cracker Barrel sign. I remember how upset everybody got about that Cracker Barrel sign. Boy, people were butthurt. Man, and then they bulldozed the East Wing, and people are like, well, Barack Obama put down lines in a basketball hoop. And it's like, yeah, he did. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but yeah, okay.
Oh my God.
All right. Hey, I have one more thing, not to terrify y'all, but more just to keep people informed. This article popped across my feed right before we came on, and I thought we'd just take a quick glance at it. This is from Wired. ICE offers up $280 million to immigrant tracking bounty hunter firms. So Immigration and Customs Enforcement is expanding plans to outsource immigrant tracking to private surveillance firms, scrapping a recent $180 million pilot proposal in favor of a new no-cap program with multi-million-dollar guarantees, according to new contracting records reviewed by Wired. It says last month, Intercept reported that ICE intends to hire bounty hunters and private investigators for street-level verification work. Contractors would confirm home and work addresses for people targeted for removal by, and among other techniques, photographing residences, documenting comings and goings, and staking out workplaces and apartment complexes. So yeah, that's right, folks. You too can get your chunk of this $280 million by being a capo and literally turning your neighbors in and being a freaking a turncoat, anti-human piece of shit. It pays, I guess. I guess it pays to be the worst person in the world. Anyways, like I said, not trying to scare anybody. I just want people to be informed. Like, they're literally out here, like while they're saying there's no money for y'all to have food, there is money to build like digital gangs of people tracking your neighbors, or literally your neighbors with notebooks hiding in the shadows, monitoring you. It's some 1984 shit, folks. That's some 1984 shit. That's all I'll say about that. That's all I'll say about that. Well, Joy, is there anything you want to say before we jump into Funny Zone?
I have nothing to say.
Well, do you want to start with Sammy, or do you want to see my funny first? I'll let you pick.
Let's see your funny.
All right. Mine's I guess now that I'm noticing it became a two-parter. So but they're quick. They're quick. Let me share this one here to you. So there's a judge, okay? There's a judge. Where's he at? Missouri judge who would wear an Elvis wig while in court has now agreed to resign because of his
wore an Elvis wig?
Not only do I have the picture of the goofy dude with his bow tie, this judge, but then we have the picture of him in the Elvis wig and the glasses. I put it to you. You gotta pop it up on the screen for me. Put it up if you would, please.
Oh my God, I'm gonna pee my pants.
Yeah, that's him right there. So the bottom picture is him just looking like the dorkiest dude you ever saw in your life. And then, of course, above, it's him in the Elvis wig and the Elvis glasses, handing down justice.
Wow, that's fucking amazing. So he resigned because he was dressed like that?
Yeah, because he kept doing it even though they told him not to. And they said this is behavior that's not conducive to a judicial conduct or whatever. So basically he like violated the rules of being a judge. They told him quit doing it. He did it anyway. So he lost his job for being Elvis judge.
I mean, honestly, like I support him. That's fucking bad. But like, okay, so I can't think of what it is, but there's a 3-part documentary I watched recently about this guy who was an Elvis impersonator and his brother became one as well. And they were like white trash, you know, and the one brother who was the Elvis impersonator, he became a janitor. This is a documentary. This really happened. He was a janitor, and when he was cleaning up this facility, and he found body parts.
Oh my God, why are you laughing?
He found what because it sounds so crazy, but it's a really fascinating documentary. And you ever see the film like The Wyland Whites of West Virginia or something like that? It's almost kind of like that. It's like so fascinating. You can't stop watching it, but it's still just so fucking bizarre. It's like the movie Gummo, but it's an actual documentary.
Oh no, it's Gummo but real? That's terrible. Oh
yeah,
no.
I mean, it's something. Yeah, it's a 3-part documentary I just watched a few months ago on Netflix. But yeah, there's like he finds like body parts.
Joy, you're ruining my whole day because the only good thing about Gummo is that it's fictional. So when you tell me there's like a documentary about real Gummo, it's just like, no.
No, but you want to know something about Gummo? He found the actors on Jerry Springer. They weren't actors.
Oh, that's a great place to find people.
They weren't actors. Yep.
Like that little kid with the bunny ears, he looks like he would be like some brain damaged kid on Jerry Springer. It's like my 12-year-old kid won't stop shooting cats with a BB gun on Jerry Springer this week.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh my God, Joy. All right. I got one more funny just because this is like a blast from my past that I'm so happy I get to share with you. So you guys remember the ShamWow guy? So the ShamWow guy is running for Congress in Texas as a Republican.
Wow.
Yes, the ShamWow guy. And the reason
My Pillow guy, I mean ShamWow guy.
Okay, there's a My Pillow guy, but the My Pillow guy never was the ShamWow guy. And I'm going to show you why this guy is legendary. So many years ago, back when I was in college, somebody made a remix of his late night infomercial ad of him with the slap chop. And I am now so thrilled to present to you my favorite song from when I was in college, the slap chop rap.
Hi, it's slap chop 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 chop. Science bitch with slap chop. You're gonna be in a great mood all day because you can slapping your troubles away with slapping your troubles away with the slap chop. Science bitch with slap chop. You're gonna be in a great mood all day because you can slapping your troubles away with slapping your troubles away with the slap chop. Look, here's a potato. One slap, you get big chunks for the stew. 2 slaps, don't rise in the second, and look at this. But you add mushroom, the more you do it. Why don't get what's rich and great? Now, you love salad, you hate make salad. You know you hate make salad, you hate make salad. So we don't have any salad in your diet forms. It's one slap salad. Soup, coleslaw, stuff in like 5 seconds. 4 or 5 seconds, it's done. Next thing is tuna. It's boring. Stop having a boring tuna. Stop having a boring life. Add this tuna, bring it like this. Now you're gonna have a nice, exciting life. Here's a hard-boiled egg. One chunk of pickle. You add the green. And what you can do, you can mix things together. You add ham, and you're gonna love this. You don't have time to make breakfast. Breakfast to go. Watch this, you're gonna love my nuts. Watch this, you're gonna love my nuts. Watch this, you're gonna watch this. You're gonna watch this. Watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this. Sort of my fruit, the mango. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Look at this, is that beautiful? Wow. The reason you're gonna slap away every day is because it's so easy to clean. 1, 2. And pops open. Now these other ones you've seen in the stores, bacteria gets in the food. All the stores have this. You can't clean it. You can't open this up. It's worthless. Forget about it. Now take the slab chop, put it back together. Put the slab chop right there. Let's put the slab chop right there. Let's put the slab chop right there. Let's put the slab chop right there. The skin's at the bottom. 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 The skin comes right off. 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 Now put a tomato in there. Add your cilantro, your hot peppers right there. You can hit it like this. Wow. Hit it like this. Hit it like this. Hit it like this. Guys, we're gonna make America sing again. One slap at a time. It's guys, we're gonna make America sing again. One slap at a time. It's guys, we're one sing again. One slap at a guys, we're one sing again. One slap at a guys, we're one sing again. One slap at a guys, we're one slap at a slap. Lions bitch with slap chop.
All right, we better stop it because I don't want to.
I'm sorry, I was having too much fun with this.
Oh my god.
This was my jam in college. That was my jam.
Like, I will phone bank for him. That's fucking amazing.
Hit it like this. And you hit it like this. Dude, that's such a great beat. Fantastic. All right, anyways, I just had to share that with you. It brings me so much joy to bring that back all these years later. That's like 16-year-old video.
Oh my god.
I know. Epic. All right, and now we've got your funny for the night. We've got some Sammy. So let's get some
Sammy because he's the bae.
Hook him up to my veins.
Trump filleted Bill Clinton? What? How are they going to explain that in the history books? You're really going to have to use some euphemisms. I got a few ideas for you. They could say he worked with the Democrats to create more jobs. He went south of Little Rock, Arkansas. He learned how to play Bill's saxophone. He Lewinsky'd Lewinsky's boss. Just like Hillary's emails, he was a private server. He gave him the BJ Clinton. He deep state throated him. He blew no matter who. He did it for Israel. He gave him the Iron Dome. And then when asked, Bill Clinton was like, I did not have sexual relations with that president. I let him do it once. I didn't inhale.
Dan, that Iron Dome joke was fire.
Sammy, an international treasure.
So some quick roundups from our watchers tonight. Charlie Smirk says Joy is like, I really need that slap chop. I think you need to get a slap chop in your life.
Yes. It looks better than dump cakes.
Right? Holly says it's got a
dump cakes.
Yeah.
Dump cakes, the dump cake lady. She would just take ingredients and dump it in a bowl, and it was known as dump cakes.
God, I do remember that. Jesus. So Holly says it's got a good beat. I give it an 8. And and then Charlie Smirk says, damn, he is chopping. And it's true.
He is chopping.
Yes.
Chopping.
That's like my favorite part of the Republican Party is it's like the Democratic Party definitely has its fair share of grifters too, but they don't have like the proper carnival barker, like late night infomercial style grifters. But the Republican Party has those in spades. And I'm a little jealous of that. That's one thing I've always thought that they had over us is they know how to pull in them carnival barker types. They just got it. They're good at that. I don't know what it is, man. They know how to sell a slap chop. Well, Joy. I guess you should say our things before we nominate our person for the Grand Marshal.
Okay, guys. Well, you go first this time.
Well, this time I just want to tell everybody that my good friend Joy over here, she wrote a book. So that's what you were going to say. I beat you to it. But seriously, you guys should check it out. I'm advising everybody, contact your local library and have them order a copy of this if you can't afford one yourself, and they will buy a copy, and then you can rent it out from the freaking library and somebody else can get it too. That's my advice for the day. Beyond that,
really quick. So, Temujin has been wrongfully convicted. He has been in 39 years now in prison. This is my experience going to visit him in prison, his case. It's a breakdown of everything. Gretchen Whitmer is the Michigan governor who has had his clemency papers on her desk for over 6 years. He is being denied medical care, even though he has a brain tumor and other disabilities. He was arrested at 23. He is now 62. So writing this book was just a way to hopefully get his story out. I've been interviewing him for over 5 years. So this book is so important. You can get it on barnesandnoble.com or amazon.com on Kindle or paperback. Every single book I sell, I donate to Heal Palestine, which is an organization who helps provide tents and baby formula and other things to those in Gaza.
That's awesome. And one last thing I would like to remind everybody, this Friday, we're going to be doing our Thanksgiving meal the day after this year. And we're going to be feeding, last year we fed over 260 people. This year we're expecting maybe up to 300. It takes so many plates and forks and bowls to get all this food out there. A lot of it we get donated, thankfully, but the plates and stuff, that's on us. So if anybody wants to help us out, we don't just do this one time a year. We do this 3 times a week. So hit us up. We are at hawthorneparkpotluck.org, and we're just out there making sure our community eats. And if anybody sees that and says, I want to see people get fed, we're just getting it done. So beyond that, Joy, do you have for us a nominee this week for the Grand Marshal of the Capitalist Death Parade?
Well, oh my God, this is so difficult. I kind of want to go Mondani. I'm not going to lie.
No, not Mondani. He hasn't even served day 1 yet. Come on, at least let him serve before we throw him off the cliff.
Who are we doing? Barry Weiss?
That's what I was going for. She grosses me out to no end. See that, Mondani? I got you a reprieve. You owe me one, buddy. One day, I may want to run for Speaker of the House, and you might owe me that plus your firstborn child. So sign on the dotted line.
No.
Well, there it is, folks. Barry Weiss is the worst person in the world, a.k.a. the Grand Marshal of the Capitalist
and Alan Dershowitz.
Well, yeah, he's like on a leash. She's with her. She walks.
Yeah, they're a package deal.
Gross. Yeah. She wears him in a giant baby Bjorn.
Oh, if he unzips, he's a lizard person, and she is like Beelzebub himself. Just yeah.
Oh my goodness, guys, it's been another wacky week of insane news, and we appreciate that y'all choose us to help you, let the pressure off. So thanks for doing that. Thanks for being a part of the Capitalist Death Parade. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Joy?
Just thank you guys so much for watching and commenting and participating. Please smash the like and subscribe. I also created a Rumble. I'm going to start doing some streams on that. Just because YouTube, I've been on YouTube for over 8 years, and it's getting worse and worse and worse to try to keep my shows up without getting penalized. So yeah, look for that as well. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Much love to all of you, and happy Indigenous Peoples Day. Don't forget
happy
that.
Indigenous Peoples Day. Yeah. And we'll see y'all next week here on the Capitalist Death Parade live. Yeah, YouTube makes me want to unalive myself.
Don't talk about that.
I said it the proper way.